Welcome, everybody. Greg Brasso, your host of Veterans Voice Radio here as we're progressing into the summertime. We're getting here and it's daylight. We might even have some sunshine when we're leaving, Justin, huh?
And we have fancy curtains here now. I'm telling you, we're living the good life.
Wow.
Classy.
Unbelievable.
Wow, we're not at the dump
Classy.
anymore. So joining us tonight
I
is
think Larry put those up.
is our buddy Justin. Justin, thanks for coming in tonight, kid.
Hey, it's always a thrill to be here, and you never know what the adventure is going to be.
Never can tell. Jenny Babcock,
Hi.
thanks for coming in.
Always. I love being here.
Well, we love having you in. You certainly have brought a lot to the show, and you're out working hard these days, huh?
Well, May is Mental Health Awareness Month, so we are very, very busy this month.
And you've been working hard down in Taunton?
Yes, actually starting tomorrow, we're back training the Taunton Fire Department. We're doing 2 trainings tomorrow and then 2 Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday.
And you've already done some training, haven't
We've
you?
already done 3 other trainings. We have a total of 15 this month alone.
Wow, very good.
A lot.
Very good. Well, I think that by the numbers that you have shown, we're not doing as bad in this part of the country as other parts might be.
No, thankfully, I mean, Massachusetts does, we fall, right now we're at 47, 48, and the higher the number, the lower your stats are, so Massachusetts does rank very low with suicides. I mean, 1 is too many.
Yeah.
I always say that. But thankfully, because of the work we do, we do have the coalitions across the whole state.
And the gun control laws help a little bit?
The gun control laws definitely help, and also Massachusetts actually gets the most funding per capita than any other state in the United States to do this mental health work. So we're very fortunate that we have the legislators behind us.
We
that
drive
support
around
us.
128 and you'll see that there's a lot of mental health that needs to be done with some of the people. I almost got killed twice last year. Cars crashing into my office building, What a way to be. But joining us for the first time, we're waiting for a call, by the way, from Justin's buddy, Jack McManus, who's the president of the Vietnam Veterans of America Association. So we're waiting for Jack to call in. But lest we leave Kenny out, Ken Levesque is up from the beautiful city of Fall River.
Yep, absolutely.
Ken, thanks for coming in tonight.
Thank you for having me.
And what's your history, Ken?
My history, let's see. So, I served 4 years in the Marine Corps. After that, I got out and ran restaurants for quite a while, and then decided to start a family with my wife, and restaurant business was not conducive for that. So I kind of bounced around here, there, everywhere, and now I'm where I'm at the VABC, just loving what I'm doing.
And what is the VABC?
The Veterans Association of Bristol County.
And where is that group located?
So we're located in Fall River on Pine Street.
All right.
On Pine Street, yep.
You have an actual brick and mortar location?
Yep, 755 Pine Street.
Okay, and what type of services do you have there?
Our number one program that we do is our food pantry for the food insecurity. That's our number one that we offer.
Because we've given away probably 250,000 pounds of food in the last 45 months. Mm-hmm. How do you distribute your food? What's your program like?
So we get food from Greater Boston Food Bank.
Okay.
And
sure. They don't give up. They drive right by our house to your house. Thanks. They like you better.
Yeah. Well, hopefully, yeah. So, and what we do is we hand that out to the veterans on a 30-day cycle. So they come in.
All right.
They check in with us, and we give them a shopping cart full of groceries.
Beautiful.
Essentially,
beautiful. It's for veterans only.
For veterans and their spouses, and that's it.
Nice, very nice. Yeah. That's nice. That's great. I know that right now the that with the food insecurity, the demand is up
Yeah.
and supplies are down.
Yes, yes. We're out and about doing pickups. We're very fortunate. We've partnered up Stop and Shop, Target. The list goes on. We're doing 5, 6, 7 pickups a day.
Really?
Yeah, and trying to get as much in as we can. Our numbers continue to grow of veterans that need help,
That are requesting.
but the food coming in is kind of staying the same, right? So
Yeah.
we have to work twice as hard to get as much in as we can.
Now, when Stop and Shop calls you, what do they call you? Say, hey, Kenny, come on, get a couple of bags of rutabaga?
So we have it set up on a schedule where we go to them twice a week. We go to 2 different Stop and Shops.
Yeah.
One day we get bakery items, so we get a lot of the cupcakes and the bagels and all of that,
Yeah.
the bread,
Yeah.
those types of things. And then on another day we pick up from another Stop and Shop, and what they do is they give us meats, so we get cases of meats from them.
Jeepers,
Yeah.
that's quite a racket you got there, Kenny.
Yeah.
I mean, and Stop and Shop's a tough company to deal with.
Yeah, but they're so generous,
been
and especially, again, this is a veterans only service.
Yeah.
And the need, I mean, I'll tell you, I know Ken for a while, but I was involved with that center over the years before Ken arrived, and what a difference now. I mean, it's night and day the way the organization is run, the number of veterans coming in.
Do you have overnight services there? Do you have bed? No.
No, that's our long-term vision. We would like to do that. We're just not there yet.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Well, it's all right. You
We'll
seem
get there.
like you're making quite a dent, even
We're trying. yeah.
you know, with the level of success, which is to be. I mean, I want to know how you managed to talk Stop and Shop into letting you come over, so that they'll let us come over. I mean, we got to Stop and Shop right up the street here.
Target is really good to us. We get Gold Medal Bakery. So we get over 20,000 pounds a month comes in the door and goes out the door.
Wow,
Yeah.
wow, that's spectacular.
Yeah.
Well, if you ever find yourself with any extras, the second Thursday of every month, we have a drive-through out here. But ours is not just for veterans.
Okay. All right.
We started it for veterans,
Yeah.
but we decided that we started ours just when the pandemic hit,
Mm-hmm.
and we thought the insecurity problem was so bad that everybody should partake.
Yeah,
You know.
Absolutely.
And so that's why we do what we do, although we get a good amount of veterans to drive through
Yeah.
for sure.
Yeah, and I work with some of the other local food pantries that are not for veterans. We work with each other. If
Yeah.
I have an overabundance of something, I'll give it to them, and vice versa.
Nice,
So that
very
way we
nice.
can kind of offer as much as we can.
Nice, and nothing's going bad. You're
Correct.
circulating because
Yep.
you gotta
Yep.
you gotta keep that circulating.
That's it. Yeah, it's
It's last in, first out.
Yeah. It's tough, just to keep an eye on everything,
Sure.
But it goes so fast.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah, and how many families do you think you're taking care of every month, Ken?
We've been consistently the last few months at about 475 veterans and their families are getting a food pantry.
Wow,
Yeah.
that's a huge number.
And that's each one is getting about 7 packages of meat for the month. We're trying to do as much as we can. you know.
Wow.
Is that just Fall River residents, 475, or?
That we service all of Bristol County.
All of Bristol
Yeah, all
County,
of Bristol
okay.
County. But being
Still.
in Fall River, the majority is from Fall River. Yeah.
So now we have a lot of listeners down the Bristol County area. Is Jack on?
Yeah, you want to go to break and then take Jack?
Yeah, why don't we go to break here, Ken? Sorry,
Yeah, no.
sorry to interrupt you. We got we'll take our first break and we'll come back to Jack on the line. So take it away here, lad. We'll be back after these messages. Welcome back, everybody. Greg Brasso, your host of Veterans Voice Radio here. We've been talking to Kenny Levesque, and we're going to get back to Ken after we take care of this special guest we have on the phone, calling in from the Carolinas, I think.
North
Justin?
Carolina.
North Carolina, Tar Heel, is Mr. Jack McManus, who happens to be the president of the Vietnam Veterans of America. Jack, thanks a lot for taking the time to call in tonight. Uh-oh. Do we have
No,
Jack?
I'm here.
Oh, there you are, Jack.
I'm on board. Thank you.
Oh, now we got you, Jack. Thanks for calling in, buddy.
Yep. Thank you.
So tell us a little bit about yourself, Jack.
Well, I'm an old man in the Carolinas, up in the mountains with the moonshiners now, but
Not a bad place to be.
yeah, it's not the coast of New England, but it's a pretty nice place to be right now. It's nice and peaceful up here.
Oh, yeah.
So I'm like most people my age. I'm retired and pretty much out of the active life, other than what I do for veterans. And I've spent pretty much my whole life working with veterans, mostly on a volunteer basis for many, many years. And now I'm the national president of Vietnam Veterans of America. We're a group of about 100,000 Vietnam veterans, and we're headquartered in Silver Spring, Maryland, but we have 600 and something chapters spread out across
Wow.
50 states. Yeah,
Wow.
a pretty large organization now. My background. My
go ahead.
background is that. Yep. Yeah. My background is that I served in Vietnam in 1967 and 1968. I was in the Air Force, and I was in an operation called Operation Ranch Hand, which was the Air Force herbicide warfare squadron. And my job was working with Agent Orange every day for a year, and worked pretty aircraft, C-123 aircraft, and I was a crew chief. Occasionally flew on flights, missions where we defoliated the jungle.
Wow.
So pretty much spent my life dealing with issues from Agent Orange.
And so many of your age, Jack. Luckily, the PACT Act, I think, addresses some of those issues, but time is, it's tough to get back, and lost time is lost time, and we've had several Gold Star wives and survivors here, and boy, that damn Agent Orange, man, it just keeps on giving.
Yeah, unfortunately, we're currently pursuing an act in Congress called the Molly Loomis Act that was bipartisan, introduced by Senator Tester from Montana and Senator Rubio from Florida. And this is for the research to be done independently outside of the VA to do the research on the effects of Agent Orange on the descendants of veterans.
Yep.
So we're looking at the children and grandchildren of veterans rather than just the veterans anymore, because we're finding that there's a lot of the toxic exposure, which is addressed in the PACT Act, has never been researched, and we're pursuing that. We've been pursuing this for years and years. This looks like our best shot of getting some real research done. So this thing, like you say, this thing just keeps coming back generation after generation.
Yeah, we have Justin
And-
Latini as a co-host here, and Justin talks about it all the time, and he often talks as we have experts on with Parkinson's disease, and we've had the Michael J. Fox Foundation on, and one of the topics that Justin always asks is, what about the pass down? What's it going to be like second and third generation down the line? Is there, any horrible chance that some of these toxins could be passed on long range from a gene to gene transfer? Justin talks about it all the time.
Well, I also work with the Michael J. Fox Foundation, and I have Parkinson's myself, and it is certainly the effects of dioxin. We are confident, and we need the research done as just how it affects the hormonal and gene change.
Sure.
And that's what we're pursuing this particular Molly Loomis Act to do. So Justin is right on target when he says that this is a hot issue for our organization, and we certainly is not something we're ever going to stop pursuing. We're going to take this to our graves, pursuing that we get this research done so that we maybe prevent the tragedy that so many other families have endured in the future.
Hey, Jack, it's Justin. Is that Senate Bill 1064, or is that a different bill?
I think you're right on that 1064. The Molly J. Loomis bill, yes.
Okay. Yeah, I know we passed it in the House, and I think the Senate, looking at 42 senators who've signed on, but we need a big push now to get this bill passed through.
Yeah, that might not be the same bill. We haven't had this bill introduced.
Oh, okay.
We're working on it, and even as we speak today, we've been working on Capitol Hill to get this bill introduced and brought in the House.
All right. So the 1064, I think, is a research bill for Parkinson's. That
Yes,
we're
that's the
pushing through.
Parkinson.
Right.
Yes, it is. That's a different bill. This Molly J. Loomis bill is the research bill to really look at the descendants beyond the first generation of Vietnam veterans, and we're confident we're going to be able to get the congressional support we need on this. And it'll be a bipartisan effort, so hopefully it won't be. We won't get into some of the gridlock that's happened with some other initiatives in this country.
And will that bill include Desert Storm and Afghanistan vets, or just Vietnam vets?
That will include any descendant of a military member who has been exposed to toxic substances. The bill is actually empowered by the PACT Act. The PACT Act actually addresses that. This bill is to get that element of the PACT Act initiated and done. But it's already pretty much been authorized by the PACT Act. We just need to in order to get it implemented, we just need to get this bill passed.
Wow. Boy, I got to be honest. I'm glad, Justin, you can figure that out, because it all gives me a popsicle headache. I'm trying to think about it's in the House, it's in the outhouse, it's in the, the bill is here, it's there. It's congratulations, Jack. I know it's a lot of hard work, and I bet there's a lot of ups and downs that you have to go through.
Well, what we do as an organization is that we actually have our members from around the country take the lead with these political initiatives, I guess, and we have the local people pursue their folks. So while we at the national level we do a certain amount of coordination.
Yeah.
The emphasis comes from the constituents of these politicians. That's who they listen to be
Sure.
honest with you.
Yep.
And they don't. Jack McManus talking to them from North Carolina. If they're from Montana, it doesn't do a heck of a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But when I have a state president from Montana sitting in their office, they have a hard time not listening to them and not following through, and that's what's happened in both of these instances. We've been able to use our state presidents and our local people to influence these legislative matters and then we can guide it through and try to bring on the other additional support that's needed on the Hill.
It's an excellent army that you've managed to form, and I like very much your theory. No offense to you, Jack. I'm sure everybody's going to listen to you after tonight and being on our show, but your theory about the local folks having more of an impact on the local community, and that's one of the things about our radio station here. Although we're very much a small town radio station that takes care of a lot of the local news, but now we're actually rebroadcasting our show, Jack, 3 times a week on the Reach Across America National Radio Network. So we hope that some of the things that you're talking about tonight will just resonate through, and we hope that we're helping bring some awareness to the Vietnam Veterans of America and the great work that you folks are doing.
Well, we certainly appreciate the opportunity to meet and greet people, and not only just in the great state up there in Massachusetts, but all over the country. So thank you very much for this opportunity.
Of course, Jack. And we have to take a break now. Would you want to hold on and come back after the break, Jack, to maybe touch on a couple more points?
Sure, I'd be glad to. Thank you very much.
Okay, great, Jack. Larry, why don't we take a break right now? We'll come back, everybody, to listen to Jack McManus, the National President of the Vietnam Veterans Association of America. So take it away, Larry. We'll be back after these messages. Welcome back, everybody. Greg Brasso, your host of tonight's Veterans Voice Radio. We've been joined tonight via these things called the telephone, as remarkable as they are, by Jack McManus calling from the Carolinas. Jack is the president of the Vietnam Veterans Association of America, and Jack, we just talked about doing a lot of the research and the generational problems related to Agent Orange and the other toxins. Are you going to make some significant progress here, Jack?
I believe so. We actually have a renewed emphasis on Capitol Hill, and we're making real progress. We're basically using the younger generation of veterans to work for us on Capitol Hill.
Put them young kids to work, Jackie. Get them out there.
Well, we've been blessed by having a number of post-Vietnam veterans join us in the last year on our staff, and they have invigorated our efforts. We're just so pleased to have them on board, and we kind of mentor them, that generation. We don't tell them what to do. We kind of just mentor them along, and they have been great recipients of the knowledge that our generation of veterans have, from what we've learned, over 50 years of dealing with trying to get veterans issues addressed in this country. Coming from the time of Vietnam veterans, when there really was no appreciation in this country for our service, to the great accolades and appreciation that's given to the veterans of this generation, we certainly are very pleased that they are now out there joining for not only fighting for themselves, but fighting for also then future generations that come behind them. So we're passing down the flame, so to speak, from one generation to another.
Yep. And Justin says that your motto is no generation will ever leave the veterans behind. Is that the word?
No.
We're paraphrasing. I sound like Wolfie here.
Never again will one generation of veterans abandon another. That's the motto.
That's the motto. Just like I was saying. Just like I was saying, Jack. You see, we have a real team up here, and I rely on our teamwork to get us through. But Jack, it seems like you're going to be making some inroads through Congress and all these efforts. And if there's anything that we should do or we could do up here for you, get to us through Justin. And I know he's very active. He's getting more and more active as we're working together. So the more information that you can feed us, the more that we'll spread the word to the veterans community that's out there listening to us tonight.
Well, we certainly appreciate that. That's the strength of the organization, is what we're able to get local support, and there are so many issues that the generation of veterans that are serving today are going to face that we never experienced, and quite frankly, some of us have a hard time even understanding. But there's all new psychological and mental challenges that today's generation of veterans have in doing their duty that we never experienced, or if we did experience it, we never recognized it.
Yep.
And it's going to be very important that the local folks, like your folks up there in Marshfield, Massachusetts, are able to influence getting and support getting these initiatives taken care of, so we show our respect for the veterans that are serving today.
Well, we absolutely need to do that, Jack, and I'm sure that as other organizations, you folks rely or donations or something that maybe keeps you going. If somebody had it in their mind that they would want to support you, how would they get in touch with you, Jack?
VVA.org is our website, and all the information that somebody would need about our organization, what we do, how we do it, and what our local affiliations are, is available through that website, VVA.org, and that's our first step of getting into understanding our organization.
Fabulous, Jack. That's great. Well, best of luck with all these endeavors down in Washington. Best of luck with your health. Keep exercising. We have one of the leading fitness centers up here, 110 Fitness, with Brett Miller, and they just can't talk enough about their boxing and their exercise. So if you can keep moving, Jackie, keep it up, kid. We need you.
All right. Well, thank you very much, and thank you for all your work that you do in your broadcast to get the word out to not just to the veterans community, but to the general population about what these issues are with the veterans that honorably served this country.
And hey, Jack, I'll see you in Reno in August.
Okay, thank you, Justin, buddy. We look forward to seeing you then.
We'll send them out with the pocket full of quarters. Jackie, thank you so much for calling in, kid. You have a great night.
Okay, thank you very much, sir. The best to both of you. Thank you.
Of course. Everybody, that was Jack McManus, the current president of the Vietnam Veterans of America.
Of America, there you go. No association, of America.
Of America,
Yeah.
sorry. Well,
That's
you
okay.
know...
Yeah, and he hit it on the, I know you're going to go to break, but he hit it right on the nose when he talked about the local younger veterans
Yeah.
helping. And we have what we call associate veterans. And in my organization, I've got about 12 now of Desert Storm Afghanistan veterans who we bring as associate. And they are our workhorse right now. Those are the young veterans who are out there advocating and bringing our legacy to fruition, because they're the ones who are young enough to do some of this. And we rely heavily on them, and I think in the future we'll rely even more on them.
And their attitudes...
Oh, they, you know,
Positive.
well, Ken can talk about that.
Yeah, I mean, I so thankful, for you, Justin, and just that generation of what you did, and then now what you're doing for us. It doesn't stop, and I know from me and my generation, we're very thankful for that.
Well, it's we've been doing this for 10 years now, and we've seen some successes, and I know that Jenny's out there working hard, and I hope that some of those successes come through, and we can do something to help reduce this horrible problem with veteran suicide. I don't know, Jen, peer-to-peer support, is that one of the keys to success in maybe dealing with this problem?
I think for veterans, definitely, the peer-to-peer support, if we can match them up with another veteran that's struggling, and we do work with a lot of different groups, that's the most positive feedback and support that we can give to someone who's in crisis.
Well, because a lot of times, as Wolfie says, the vets are a little bullheaded. Mm-hmm. And if they were in the submarine, God bless them, they're only going to talk to Justin.
I have his card.
Those submariners, they sink every boat that they've served.
Special breed.
Oh, you're different for sure. But it gives them that credibility, and hopefully that peer-to-peer contact is going to be raised. I know here in Massachusetts we have
And Ken has a great
system.
Ken has a great peer-to-peer group in his.
We offer a peer group.
Exactly
what you said. Like veterans, a lot of times won't open up to
Right.
And what
anybody.
happens
Right. So this.
when you have a peer group? What do you do? You sit around and play Monopoly? What happens?
Could be, if that's the direction they want to go. Yeah, absolutely. But
So it's for vets about vets.
For vets about vets, and it's not necessarily war stories in what happened.
Yeah.
It's just it could be something that you're having a rough week with, something in your life right now. That another veteran
Would understand.
would
better than me,
understand,
right.
because 2 months ago they went through the same problem, and it allows the veterans to communicate with each other.
So would this be college-educated peer-to-peer counselors, or would they be kind of
There's
not on the job? but
Yeah, there's
you-
certificates. You need to get certified in order to do it.
Yeah,
So there are classes that you need to attend. Now it's not a full blown college semester.
Yeah.
But there are classes that you need to go through.
So if there were some folks out there that think they might want to get involved, Justin, Ken, how would somebody get involved with maybe seeing if being a peer-to-peer counselor is for them?
Yeah.
To be,
Jen, what do you think?
Yeah.
well, what we recommend a lot of times is the Samaritans. They have a program that they do peer-to-peer with. I don't know if they have a specific one just for veterans, but it would model the same way.
Yeah.
You know, it's different for me and what I do, because we also work with NAMI, and NAMI has a great peer-to-peer program that we work with.
Yeah.
And even the other day, I had some veterans in my training, and I mentioned to them, when I go out and train another veteran group, I want a veteran with me. I'm not a veteran.
Sure.
You know, and I want to send him to training. There was a gentleman I spoke to, and I definitely I would love to send him to become a trainer, so that when I go back into these other organizations, I have one with me.
Sure.
And
Sure.
he can do the training. I'm just there for
Sure.
the backup again.
Sure.
I have one of my specialists is a retired fireman as well. He was a veteran, Vietnam veteran.
Oh, boy, double barrel.
and then a fireman as well. And he was actually certified through the fire department as a peer specialist. So we actually at the center, we have it for veterans, but we also opened it up to the first responders as well, because, you know, and I always tell everybody, you know, people come into the center and thank a veteran all the time, right? Well, for me personally, I don't want to forget the first responders
Sure.
that are doing it right now every single day.
Every day.
Right.
You know.
And the danger that these
every
that
day,
the firemen and the police men on these domestic violence
Yes.
situations that just
Absolutely.
blow up, and
Yep.
terrible loss of lives, and
Yeah.
And a lot of them are veterans, so they've got
Most of
two
them are
billets.
veterans,
Right.
You know, they do have that two billet. They're a veteran, they're a firefighter, they're a veteran, they're a police officer, law enforcement, and so you know it's a good mesh. It's in the credibility when someone sits down and they're talking to you. They may not have been a combat veteran in a certain area, but they're a veteran, and that has so many
Right.
crossovers.
and even the training that a veteran goes
Right.
through
Yeah.
makes them what a veteran is. You know, and that's why all the employers out there want to hire veterans as much as they can, because of, it doesn't matter. Bill Teely from Boston Scientific, he's the director of military recruiting for Boston Scientific. It's a $10 billion corporation. He was an artillery guy.
Right.
Yeah, you know, he blew up buildings 20 miles away, somehow.
Well, when we get back from break, Ken's going to talk about a story. He's going to share a story about kayaking.
Oh, okay.
So we'll hit that.
All right, maybe with Wolfie going to...
Yeah, I'll tie it in somehow.
We'll tie it in.
We know Wolfie's in Italy. Listen to the show.
We're safe for now. All right, now why don't you take us away, and we'll be back after these messages. We back on now as I'm halfway through the Gettysburg Address here. No problem. First half, it was the ending. It was much more important at the ending. But Kenny, you were talking. There was just about a little question
Yeah.
that you said to somebody that
That
all
was
of a
it.
sudden opened up.
Yeah, we do. One of our programs that we offer is a health and wellness program, and one of the things that we do is I take groups kayaking, and we were last summer we were floating down the river, and I looked to my left and I said to the veteran that was on the side of me, and I said, you know, what did you do in the service? Because I didn't know what she did, you know, and I said, what did you do?
What she did.
What she did.
I like that.
Absolutely.
Right.
Yeah. Yep. I think I had on that trip 3 or 4 women on that trip. So, you know, we were just floating down the river, and I said, you know, what did you do? Now, I've talked to this woman numerous times at the center, but didn't know what she did, you know. So this gave me the opportunity, and it was just organic, just said, you know, what did you do? And she kind of opened up and said what she did, and we went right down the line. I think there was maybe 12 of us or so, and we just told our story of what we did in the service and places that we've been and just different things like that, you know.
And did you find the commonality of stories that a lot of them were similar, but like in different countries or different parts of the world?
Absolutely, yeah. So a lot of us, you know, we all kind of have been, you know, to the same places, right? You know, and there was one, I was telling Justin earlier on, there was one veteran, he doesn't see himself as a veteran. And I said, well, why is that? And he said, because Vietnam era.
Yeah.
Okay. He wasn't in country. He was actually back here in the States, and he was a dentist. And he doesn't look at himself as a veteran. And I said, no. When I was in the Marines, I can tell you what, if I busted a tooth,
Yeah.
I would have been very happy to go see you. You know. So
It takes a whole chain.
there's a lot that happens. You know.
You know, to do everything.
Absolutely.
And we had a couple of 3 high school triplets
Yeah.
last year joined the Marines, and the recruiter was here talking to us and to them, but they all chose different tracks
Yeah.
entirely
Yeah.
in the Marines, but there was like 350 job titles
Yeah, yeah.
that they could pick from.
I can tell you that, you know, being out there, for me, you know, we relied on the service part of it, right? Like, we couldn't do what we did without.
I always use the scenario, you know, everyone is a veteran who served, because the guy in Kansas City, when you were ready to come home, he had to cut those orders. Now,
Yeah.
he's sitting in an office
Yeah.
somewhere in the middle of nowhere, and he's typing your name on those orders to come home.
Absolutely.
And
How
that,
important is
how
it?
important, yeah, or she,
Yeah.
you know, so, yeah, they deserve the
Yeah,
title veteran.
Everybody,
And,
yeah, you know, it just it's a team effort. It
Yeah.
really is. You know,
nobody did it alone.
Nobody could. It's impossible to do it alone, right? So,
No. I mean, look at the team we have here.
Oh,
We have Larry. I mean, we're a couple of teammates down. We got
Yeah.
Gino and Wolfie out terrorizing Venice. It'll never be the same.
I'll tell you, my team back at the center. You know what we do. Justin will tell you. Like, you know, people try to thank me, and I say, you know, really, it's the team. It's a team effort.
And I think that goes anywhere. You
It's
know, one
unbelievable.
person can't do it
Yeah.
all. You've got so many people who are doing. Sometimes they don't feel their job is important
Yeah, oh, yeah.
till the day they call in sick, and the place seems like it's
Yeah.
going. You know, where's this? And so everybody is important in any part of that link of the chain.
You know, I had an experience a while ago. One of my sales managers was talking about. He was working with some people in the restaurant business, and one day the poor restaurant manager came in. He was all disheveled. His hair was all over the place. Well, what happened? He said that damn salad girl.
Yep.
The salad girl didn't show up.
Yep.
So all of a sudden, you're the salad girl.
Absolutely. You know, I ran restaurants for years.
You know, that's right.
I did a lot of dishes. I can tell you that.
I was
Yeah.
in the restaurant business.
Yeah, line cook, you name it, right?
Oh, yeah, we did
you
it
gotta
all.
go where you gotta go. You know?
Oh, and you did and Friday nights you just
Yep.
crossed your fingers that 2 of the cooks showed up.
Yes.
You know, no matter how they got there. But but Jen, one of the things that we talk about often is 988.
Yes.
And that number for those that are experiencing some mild problems, some minor problems, or some fairly serious problems.
Major, right. Actually, July 16th, it will be 2 years that it's been in effect.
Yeah.
You know, again, the national number 988, Veterans Press 1. Even, you know, we say at every class, you do not have to be in crisis to call that number, even if you are concerned about a friend, coworker, you know, one of your comrades. Call that number and ask a question. What do I do next?
And you know, it's so nice. I was up late the other night watching an old movie, and the hotline came up, and I remember there used to be like 12 numbers.
Yeah.
800-273-8255.
Yeah.
She still knows. But it's so nice now to see that just 988
Just the
pop up. Yeah.
988.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's getting out there, and I think more people now are getting.
Keep having to say it. Even in our class the other day, we had a couple of people said they didn't even know about it. And I give out that flyer, you know, that talks about everything the service does, and that first 6 months that it was in effect. I don't know what the percentage is now, but it was
95%?
98% of those calls that were received did not end up in a 911 call.
Awesome.
Well, you know, it's funny how things have been out for so the Vietnam Wall that's an 80% replica in Fall River.
Yeah.
It's been open for, it'll be 3 years coming up. And I was down there last week giving a tour to some combat Seabees, 74 group, and there was 15 of them, and they lost five guys in one day in 1970, okay? And they came down, they wanted to see the wall. And walking near them, there were two other guys, so I asked them what they were doing. They're from Marion, 2 towns over. And they said, we didn't know this place existed.
Wow. and what's it like down there, Justin?
It
It is amazing.
It's a
Describe
beautiful.
it.
It's hard to describe. It's,
It is.
It's a beautiful
It is.
park on the river.
Yeah.
It has an 80%, which is 385 feet long replica of the Vietnam Wall. Has the 58,000 names. There's a 75% replica of the Iwo Jima Monument.
Huge.
We have a Medal of Honor winner monument for Benoit, I believe his name is.
Yeah.
We have a Korean monument. We have the State Gold Star monument on the property, and I believe there are 2 other smaller monuments.
Korean Wall?
Koreans there. I think there's an Italian one and another one. 2 local Fall River people, but it's a park where you can go. It's not a place to go put down a blanket and have a picnic.
No.
It's just a nice place. There's some benches you can sit, and it's just, and being on the water, it's just peaceful. Now the runners do come by because there's a running path that runs from Battleship Cove. It's 1.1 miles to the park, and they can run the
It's a
whole length.
boardwalk,
It's
yeah.
a boardwalk,
Yeah.
and it's just so hard to describe. But I tell so many people, just go to type in Vietnam Wall Fall River, and you'll get the website.
So many people have not been there and might not appreciate what these monuments look like.
Well, and especially now, we're an older population. We can't just jump in the car and drive 8-9 hours to Washington.
Yep.
Right.
So for the veterans in the New
I'm
England
going to
area.
stop 3 times to go to the bathroom. They drive from Weymouth to Marshfield.
So in New England, it's 2 hours anywhere in Massachusetts.
Yeah.
2.5 maybe if you're way out in
Yeah.
the western part of the state. But it's well worth to come out. And then you tie in Battleship Cove, which is a mile away, with what they have there.
Everybody should go see it.
They do,
Bring your kids.
I always talk about the grass. Perfectly manicured
Well,
grass.
it's all-
It's unbelievable.
Yeah.
We paid for that.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right? But it's just unbelievable how well put together it is.
And
So
we'll have a couple of shows coming up. I want to do a
I was gonna
couple
say,
of
aren't we
specials.
broadcasting live.
We're
from
broadcasting
Arizona?
live
Broadcasting
June
live just a
13th.
couple of weeks.
June
Yes,
13th, 7
awesome.
p.m. we'll
Kenny,
be
your new
live.
best friend.
I'll be there. I will be there. Thank you.
Thank you
Yes,
very much
thank
for coming
you.
in.
Thank you for having me.
Let us know
Thank
what
you.
we can do to help you out.
Absolutely.
And keep up the good work, and
Thank
maybe
you.
bring a couple of kayaks to Quincy.
Will do. Yeah, will do.
We'll go and do some fishing. Thank you, everybody. Thanks, Lair. Next week is Volunteers of America coming in to talk about their brand new building. New building in Plymouth.
Oh, there we go.
Yeah.
Sounds like a road trip.
Big nose. Big nose. No, that's big news. Thank you.